What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror. I'm your host, Madman Miles. And remember, this is the only channel that's going to make you scream. So appreciate you guys hanging out. If you guys would be so kind as to hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. We hit 400 subscribers overnight. I think we're at 401 today. So big milestone, get it? Big milestone today. Thank you guys, truly. Thank you for the love. It's been so much fun to do this thing. And if you aren't following me over on Instagram, I have a pretty sizable social media page over there at Miles of Horror as well. So let's get right into it. But one more quick thing. Shout out Coheed and Cambria, a new album out today, The Father of Make Believe. It's 10 out of 10 album. I woke up super early. I was listening to it all morning. I was at the album release show on Tuesday night at Irving Plaza in New York City. I mean, they're the greatest band of all time. I love them so much. But anyway, let's get into today. So awesome horror movies and how to watch them. Volume 2, baby. I got a trio of horror movies for you and how to watch them. 3 movies from my personal collection that I love, that I adore, that you need to watch if you haven't already seen them. Okay, so first off, right off the bat, coming from Scream Team Releasing. Now, they're one of my favorite indie labels, and I've actually explored a lot recently into like Lunch Meat and more into Scream Team Releasing and SRS Cinema and all these indie vibe labels that do a lot of really cool things. And so I have a lot to say on these companies. But anyway, so the first title I have for you guys is a movie called Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Those will taste their own blood.
Brace yourself.
Nobody is gonna die. Nobody is gonna die. Nobody is gonna die. I trusted you! Yeah! Yay!
Hey guys!
Oh, no girls allowed. Everybody's gonna live. Everybody's gonna live. Everybody's gonna live.
Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Nobody is gonna die. I mean, you could tell just from the score on that alone that like it's very self-aware. It's just a great movie. Anyway, this is a 2015 horror comedy, again from the fine folks over at Screen Team Releasing, who is an indie label, do all kinds of great stuff. They're like, it's hard to call them my favorite because their discography is big, but they're just not as major as some of these other companies. But as far as their movies are concerned, I don't have a single thing from them I haven't absolutely loved. I probably have about 15 titles from them at the moment. I have more on the way. But anyway, Dude Bro Party Massacre, the third. Now, keep in mind, there's no first and second. Okay, so just the satirical twist on it starts right from the title. Anyway, it's a satirical kind of twist movie on the gory and sexually charged 1980s slasher genre. In the wake of 2 back-to-back mass murders on Chico's frat row, loner Brent Trino must infiltrate the ranks of a popular fraternity to investigate his twin brother's murder at the hands of the serial killer known as Motherface. So, the bros are kind of picked off one by one in classic slasher fashion, and Brent and his frat brothers must come together and face the reality of this killer, and that they're out there and they've returned from the grave once again to wreak havoc. The movie is tons of fun. Great cameos in there. You probably saw one before. It's very self-aware, never takes itself too seriously, which is hallmark of a good schlock movie. It has a great soundtrack, and it's just an overall fun and badass movie. It's low budget, it's schlocky, it's a great movie to throw on for mindless horror fun. And some of my favorite movies fall in that genre. Like there's so many indie titles and low budget and things from the 80s and 90s that are just fun. And like sometimes that's all a movie needs to be for me to just adore it. So Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, just a ton of fun. Now, it's very accessible, okay? If you head over to, let me share my screen, head over to Screen Team Releasing is the company, okay? There's a number of different versions available, so you guys can see. They have the special collector's edition. I think this one's a signed collector's edition, and then the DVD. So it's very accessible. Just head on over to their website and just check it out. So I guess the DVD is sold out. So yeah, I mean, they have the Blu-ray very accessible. They also do cons all the time. You ever go to a con? It's probably streaming somewhere as well. But anyway, Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in getting it, definitely go check out the Blu-ray. So much fun, guys. Fantastic movie. And so that is that. So, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, that's my first recommendation for you for today. My first awesome horror movie and how to watch it. Next up is a movie I did a full-on review of on my channel. So definitely, if you're interested further, definitely check out that full review. But it's a movie that really caught me off guard from Shudder. Okay, it's a Shudder exclusive movie, and I picked it up from OCN Distributing, which is Vinegar Syndrome's partner label thing, and I have yet to miss on a Shudder title. So I picked this up, and it was like better than I even expected. It was just awesome, and that is none other than 2022's Shudder exclusive, the movie's Influencer, and I'm getting chills already. But again, it's a 2022 Shudder exclusive. While struggling on a solo backpacking trip, social media influencer Madison meets CW, who shows her a more uninhibited way of living. But CW's interest in Madison takes a darker turn. Now, the movie is fantastic and dark and spooky and real. Okay, they do a phenomenal job deep diving into the dangers of social media, but also the pitfalls of being an influencer, and the loneliness and despair that comes from being an influencer. Because there's this whole other piece that this movie dives into that's really cool. There's plenty of violence. There's twists and turns. It's just a ton of fun. Now, there's an awesome Blu-ray of this that I have. It's also streaming on Shudder, right? It's a Shudder exclusive. So if you're interested, it's a really, really fun movie. I have a good feeling that the majority of you, if you're watching this, will enjoy it. The tone is very sinister, and the title card, it literally takes like 30 minutes to get to it. It's a whole opening scene that is like just 10 out of 10, and that's a nice touch on the film, and the directorialship of the film. So it's very well done. But if you're interested in getting it, it is very much available. Okay, this is something that I think there were 2,000 made. Let me show you guys real quick. I think there were 2,000 made, but if you head over to Vinegar Syndrome's website, and there's a couple of ways you can get there. First of all, you can hit up the partner labels and go straight to Shudder. Okay, just head here, and if you go to Shudder, click on that. It's going to be on the first row, so it's right here. And if you click on it, you'll see there's about over 1,100 left. Plenty left. You can see it's got great reviews. It's a really, really fun movie, guys. Really different and fresh and modern. And, it's just nice to have kind of like a refreshing movie for a change, that was just original, but it also is sinister and violent. And I dug this one, guys, a lot. So if you want to know more, definitely go check out my full review on it. But this thing's very accessible, very watchable. It's on Shudder, and it's also you can grab it off Vinegar Syndrome's website, right off the website to check it out. Okay, so the movie's Influencer, definitely go check it out. All right, and my third horror movie, awesome horror movie, and how to watch is a Vinegar Syndrome title that was a pretty massive announcement when they announced it. I want to say it was back in like 2019, maybe 2020, but it was one of the very first, if not the very first. It might have been the very first 4K that they ever did. And I've been subscribing for many years, so this is something that came my subscription many years ago. But it's still available, and it is such a great movie, such a great title with so many extra features. And it's 1973's Paul Morrissey's Flesh for Frankenstein. And like it's great that it's a good movie, but again, like the packaging is fantastic also. So it's like a really double doozy of a consideration. Like if you are someone who don't really know about this film, definitely check more about it and check this out.
Swooping bats, severed limbs, hideous decapitating devices, and various spare parts. They all slither off the screen in what Playboy magazine calls the most gruesome epic ever unleashed. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, the goriest, sexiest, and wildest Frankenstein ever filmed.
And listen, if you are not familiar with Vinegar Syndrome, one thing you have to understand is there's no one doing it better as far as restoration is concerned and packaging is concerned. So a movie that is from 1973 has never looked better. This 4K is absolutely gorgeous. like gorgeous. Okay, they did a stunning job with the restoration and the transfer on this. And this thing is wildly still available because they made so many units. But anyway, it's a 1973 film directed by Paul Morrissey, starring Udo Kier, who, if you guys are not familiar, he plays Mr. Camp or Dr. Camp or whatever his name is in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Does your loyal friend have a name? In the banquet hall scene when Ace Ventura finds the shark and he's eating the caviar and all that. That's the star of the movie, Udo Kier. Anyway, it's a wild take on Mary Shelley's, classic Frankenstein tale. But in this one, deranged scientist Baron von Frankenstein is determined to create a master race that he can be the leader of. Okay, so it's definitely a different take. And in order to do so, he has to take body parts from various sources and create 2 perfect zombie specimens. Now, this movie was a big deal when it came out on 4K, whatever amount of years ago. It was the premiere title of Vinegar Syndrome's Black Friday, whatever year that was. I think it was 2019. And again, this was like, back in the day when people, they always had like ideas about things that were coming out, but it still felt underground. Like when you'd go to these reveals at midnight, it was a big deal. And I know it's still a big deal today, but it just felt so underground still during those days. Now, Vinegar Syndrome is selling out the Keep, 12,000 units in 24 hours. So it's just a different vibe. So Flesh for Frankenstein is so good. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's funny, it's gory, it's sexy, it's unbelievably original, and it's just a unique piece of cinema. Watching this film is an undeniable experience you just can't turn away from. And not only that, but like this thing's been out for a long time and it is very much still available in this edition. Okay, this hardbox edition is still available. Check it out, guys. Okay, it's relatively cheap at $52.99. I mean, look at the reviews, guys. It's got 292 reviews, all 5-star. It's over 1,100 left. This is one of those titles, guys, that I promise you, if you don't get in like 5 years, it's gonna be like, oh man, I wish I had that Vinegar Syndrome release of Flesh for Frankenstein. It's just gonna be one of those titles that you really will regret not getting. It's a landmark release. I mean, this was again, I think this was their very first 4K, if I'm not mistaken. So Flesh for Frankenstein, so much fun, really unique and great piece of cinema from 1973. Gorgeous packaging as well. Strongly recommend Flesh for Frankenstein if you haven't seen it. So there you have it, guys. Awesome horror movies and how to watch them. I got 3 for you today. This is volume 2. So hit me up in the comments if you've seen any of these. And let me know your thoughts on them. You got Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. You got Influencer and Flesh for Frankenstein. All movies I adore that you should watch if you like awesome horror movies. So listen, 400 subscribers. Let's get to 500. Appreciate you guys hanging out. And hit me up in the comments, all right? Your boy Madman Miles out. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.